Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our glorious republic. And we're about to get a couple of different things done that have been being worked on for a long time. It's been taking a long time to get there, but slow progress over many years. We finally have the infrastructure in place to make some really amazing money. And I'm going to share what that is as we go today. I can't promise that we're going to be making steel, but that is quite close as well. Track builder is nearly completed in getting out here to the waste. We'll be keeping an eye on that, see if we can redirect the waste train as we go. So today we're going to keep an eye on that. I also have now the cement plant done, but in order to get coal here, we have to bring coal in from a truck, and that's going to take a while. So we're going to have to get some dumpers in to go ahead and do that. I should have purchased some dumpers, and indeed I did right here. So let's go ahead and get these dumpers going with grabbing coal from here and bringing it into this building. We're just going to say you load coal, wait till loaded, and then you will come over here and unload coal and wait till unloaded. An easy route to do. And we're going to have that dumper do it as well as this dumper do it. And they can both do it at the same time. It's totally fine with me. All right. No need to space out or anything, but yeah, spacing's not even supported. Why? Because they're waiting until loaded and unloaded. So you can't space them out if they're going to have to wait for supplies. No big deal. I believe there are an adequate number of parking spaces here. Yep, 2. So both of these can be waiting with coal if we need to. And they'll just go over and get it. It's not that far of a drive. In fact, I could make it even shorter by adding this road right here. I could do this. Ooh, that'd be cool if I could. Not going to allow me to do it, though. How about over here? Any way to get over here, basically? Is there any way to get this road across this? There is not. How about like this? Ah, it'd make everything way easier if I could. No. Not going to happen. Okay. Well, I mean, it's fine. They'll just go a little extra distance and then go in this way, so it's not a big deal. Again, we don't really need to make a whole lot of cement. And we still have cement trucks that are on a path to go and do that for us as well. Although one of them is sitting over here. Is it here? Yeah. One of them is sitting right here, just like getting repaired. And now that it's repaired, we kind of don't need it anymore. So that's fine. Okay, that's not what I wanted to focus on today. What I want to focus on today is chemicals as well. So we get a lot of the stuff built, right? All the walking paths and things are looking pretty good. The underground tunnel is done. All the things we need in order to get people from this bus stop all the way over to here. It's all dark blue. That means it's ready to rock and roll. So the last things to do over here to get this really running is 2 things. We need to get rid of this walking path and this walking path. Okay. We could, it's fine as dirt, so I'm going to leave it, but we could have made that gravel. But it looks like that tiny little extra bit of slowdown is not enough to prevent them from getting in here. Just quick double check here. Yeah, you can still get in here just fine at 371 meters. So the final thing to do then is to add this factory connection and this one. Now this one's going to be tricky because it was here before when I laid it in. Yep, you have to get just the right angle, but it will do it. There we go. Okay, so let's put that on there. This one may need labor. I'm going to bring it over from Cernicova. But everything else should be good to go there. And we want 2 ways throughout this whole thing because it's forklifts. Okay? With that done, the logistics of moving people is here. This is done. People are going to be here, but we also need our supply chain good for bringing in the raw resources that are necessary for this. And that is gravel, oil, wood, water, which is delivering already with the pipes. That's already done and set in. The oil, we could have piped it in, but I'm just going to run it with trucks anyway. If we pipe it in later, then fine. I might pump it into a couple of buildings, fine. But we're not really saving a whole lot of oil here in order to pump it in there. So, like, I suppose it's possible to, like, redirect a couple of these pipes, but I'd have to do so with another 2 pumps because there are 6 buildings. Okay, well, there are 5 buildings, but each of the pumps would be able to distribute to 3 only. So 1 pump, I'd be able to, pump it in there, and then those pumps would feed 1, 2, 3 buildings, which means I would need an extra pump in order to do the other 2. So at the moment, I'm going to just do it with trucks. It's a pretty short drive. Shouldn't be that big of a deal to just get it through there. And we can maybe have a truck sit here. Actually, it'd probably be faster to have him sit on this one. Yeah, we can have them sit on this one, load stuff, and then off they go, right? So I think I removed the road for this. No, it's right there. It's just hard to see. I thought I removed the road for this in order to pave this road, but that's already done. Very good. So now the next thing is to set up that supply chain. And the process for doing that is actually pretty simple. All we're going to do is buy a brand new oil tanker, dump truck, covered haul, and open haul. In fact, I think I actually repurposed a covered haul that I have sitting there that's been repaired. And what these trucks are going to do is they're going to take their corresponding resource from their source. They're going to wait till they're loaded, and then they are going to go to each one of these facilities in a single looping route that basically has them unloading their entire payload at the first destination until it's full, then moving on to the second destination to drop off the remaining resources. It will then go to the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth completely empty, but when it picks up its next full load and it brings itself around to the chemicals, it won't have a whole lot to drop off, if any, because that place is already full. So the entire load it drops off is going to be the second destination. If there's anything left, it then drops it into the third one, the fourth, fifth, and sixth, etc., ends up being empty, and it repeats this process until it has resources left over at the end of its route when it's done dropping off to all locations. Since these buildings are not going to be using very much of these resources, a single truck in a loop like this can handle supply for all of these buildings. And so each one of these resources, gravel, crops in a covered haul, the wood is going to be used with an open haul truck, and then the oil tanker is going to pick up oil from the inputs on the tanks that are right across the road. Now, those tanks don't have a whole lot of oil, but there is a constant stream of oil flowing through them. And so when the truck parks there to wait until loaded, a portion of the oil that's flowing through that will then be redirected to the truck. And so it will allow it to load pretty quickly. If I have just these single vehicles doing this over and over again, I won't need to worry about piping into oil or any type of belts or anything into the chemicals area, etc., because there just isn't enough room to do that kind of stuff. So this is my solution for this for now. It's a single vehicle, it's not that expensive, and they don't use all that much fuel because they're only one vehicle. If I could change something about this route, it would probably be piping in oil, because that's just a really clean way to do it. But unfortunately, for oil to be piped this way, I would need 2 pumps to do that because of the different connections. I have 5 chemicals, and each of the pumps can only output to 3. So I would need 2 pumps, and that means basically diverting, well, it basically means building 2 pumps and having it all powered and then routing pipes around through that. It's a little bit expensive. I just opted not to do it. I'm going to use a single truck instead. I think it's fine. Okay, interesting problem happening, which is really weird. So I've got my pump, right? And it's sending water. This is the 99% one. We have this one here, 91% one, etc. Okay, so I have this water getting sent up to here, and I think I attached this to the wrong side, because this is the 99% quality water source, and yet we are tapping it directly in for this. So that's the wrong pipe. But there's a different issue even. This is sending 99% quality water this way, all right? And it has this, but it says the source is not sending resource. So you filled it up. It's not sending anything. Okay, fair. Come over here to this pump, and it has water in the tank. This target storages are full. It has already filled the tanks of these 2 buildings that it has to manage, right? This one here, and these 2 over here. There's 3 buildings, right? It's already filled the water tanks. All right. No, it's you. You're only doing 2. It's this one. Sorry. Yeah, water tanks. But you can preview of the problem here. This one says that the source is not sending a resource. And this is a pump, not a switch. Okay, so it's going to generate pressure. And it's coming from a pump on this side, and it's no different than this assortment. There's a big pump here and a big pump here. It's the same. This one doesn't have any water. It's not actually sending the water to any of these buildings. So this one doesn't have water. Doesn't have water. This one's got workers now. I decided to add 15 workers to see what happens, but there's no water. They're not actually able to do anything yet, which I find to be very strange. So I'm going to go ahead and just also need to look at garbage as well. And there's no garbage. I have to add waste collection here too. I totally forgot about that. So we are going to go down to 0 here. And no workers yet. so we don't overflow on waste. But the thing is, I'm bringing it from the wrong quality source because this is the 99% source and this is the lower quality source. So it should be coming off of this. So I made a boo-boo there, but I didn't make the boo-boo completely. Like it's not, I don't need to go all the way back that far. I just need to go maybe to like here. Yeah. So I don't know why that's not sending through this, right? The amount of material transported per second, like it's got 99%. The switch is clearly getting water, but it is not sending it to this pump. The only thing I can think of is that the switch, maybe it's not the right direction, or maybe I just don't have it fully attached. Like maybe that's not attached, right? Maybe this one's not attached. I don't know what happened there. So I'm going to also cancel the plumbing right here just to see if I can reconnect this in a way that allows it to work, because it should be working, but this has never received water before, even though this has the water. So we definitely have some work there to do with deconstruction real quick to make those high priorities, I suppose. And then we're going to get that hooked up to the correct water input as well. And that should be good. We shouldn't need to do much of anything else there because that was the entire reason. I had lots of comments about like, you know, water towers into pumps. What? It's only for the extra connection points and ensuring that there's pressure throughout the line. That's all I'm doing for this. All right, so it takes a little bit of extra power, but I have plenty of power to go around. So that's my extra connection points. And then that should be, as far as my design in my head goes, that should be all the connection points I needed there. Was, you know, that's that last connection point was supposed to be for chemicals. So there we go. Okay. Doing the power into there. That's good. Let's talk about the money situation. All right. What was the thing I said at the beginning of the video 20 minutes ago, 24 minutes ago, whatever it was, to talk about what we're going to do to make extra money, right? What was that about? Well, because I think anyway, this is done. I have to double check that this isn't completed yet, but it's so close to being done, right? It's just, this tunnel needs to get in there, right? That's it. And then this needs to be finished too. This is almost done. I think it was drilling it from the other side, so now it's started on this side. Maybe the other tunnel boring machine has done something else. I don't know. But this is done. Track is done, and these two tunnels are done all the way out to here, which means not only do we have access to moving fuel throughout our republic on a train, but we also have, because this part's done, we now have the ability to sell fuel, which is a very exciting phenomenon, in my opinion. So I would very much like to do that. Now, there is a way to do that pretty easily now. Because this crossing exists, we can actually get it on the wrong way track, quote unquote, and they can get over here and actually sell it for this track. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to go to distribution. Do you have any oil tankers? I don't remember giving you those. You don't have any. Okay, we're going to use a dedicated train for this then. Easy. So we're going to say that we'll just start here, right? We're going to add a train. Let's real quick take a look at the used marketplace. Make sure we're not missing anything. Okay. Tunnel boring machine, but it's 365,000. That's not cheap enough for me to make that worth it. It needs to be a lot more damaged and stuff. So that was interesting, but no. And then metro trains. It's not great as a deal, so we'll hold off on that. And there's no train sets, so never mind. What we're looking for now is diesel locomotive. Here we go. You know, this one's pretty good. I mean, as a really old Jeep train goes, it's pretty good. 80% worn down is not great, but I mean, it's going to pay for itself. I should just do it so I don't have to deal with the maintenance, because this thing is going to pay for itself pretty easily. So I'm thinking we get off the used market and go new with this. That's fine. We have to buy the cargo wagons, have to be new anyway. So I will buy a, let's see, diesel locomotive. Here we go. We can just buy another one of these things. Why not? Working pretty well already. And then I can repurpose it for distribution later. It's fine. We'll buy one of these, and it'll be on its way in here, which is fine. I'll have to wait till it gets here in order to repurpose it for a route, but I can actually tell it to do it, but it won't do it right away. So I want you to get the new stuff from this station and then return to this, which you won't do because you're already on your way there. So I have to wait for that to be done. This is what I just said. I just wanted to demonstrate that I was right. All right, so we're going to go into new here, and I want to get cargo wagon And we are going to grab the tankers. Now, these tankers are better than those tankers, but these are much longer. If I want to repurpose this for distribution office later, I should probably look at getting the shorter ones just so the train has the ability to maybe mix and match a little better. But I think generally, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I've been watching trains for my 1,000+ hours in this game, I have yet to see a train distribution office create a mixed consist train, or a train with mixed resources, and include tankers in that train. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. So it's not about the length of the train that they make. It's about how much space this takes up in the train yard so that I can't have other cargo trains, right? So for that reason alone, and because it's only half price and it takes, it's like half cargo, a little more than half cargo, but half the price. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go with 5 for now. That's fine. I'll have 5 of them in there, all right? So real quick again, right here, we're going to have you go over here and you are going to go to the border and you're going, nope, you already did that. Already did that. Go back over here. Stop. Right there. Yep. Take this route away. There you go. Go. You're going to pick up the stuff. All right. So this is another train that'll probably end up in the train distribution office eventually. I don't know why it doesn't just go that way. Because it doesn't have fuel. It's the depot doesn't have fuel because nobody's using this anymore for fuel. They can't get there. I really should just... Should I just delete this now? You know what? Nobody's delivering fuel here anymore, but we still need to use it. I'm just going to do this. I'm kind of tired of these guys not using it. We're going to move this signal back here. And it's a real quick thing, you know? Just to solve my problem. Solve all my issues, right? Put it into this one. We can always destroy it later. Just put it into the intersection and be done with it. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. But I need these trains to like start refueling here when I buy them because I'm gonna be buying a lot of trains, so I need that to be a thing. Let's go ahead and click that office and then hit the 1 key because I still have it hotkeyed. And I can go and make sure that they are going to build that and that. Okay. All right, so if we can get that train moving and get that doing what it's supposed to do, we can then tell it to pick up fuel from here, which it now has access to nearly 1,000 tons of fuel. And as a recap, that is what's in this tank, okay? This tank is not getting sold by a train. That's just an overflow, so we have even more, and that's at 940 as well. We have a ton of fuel that we can go ahead and sell. And we're getting close to the point where we can't store anymore. So rather than storing all the fuel, let's sell it, right? Or distribute it around our republic, which is what we'll eventually be doing by distributing it over here with all these different trains that we're going to have. This one has it because of a random truck that I have moving back and forth, right? Distribution office and stuff. Did I pause? I did not pause. What are you doing? What were you waiting for just now? You're holding up this one too. What's going on there? There shouldn't be any track builders. So I'm not entirely sure why you stopped. Oh, you know what? This whole segment is one... Oh, I think I get it. I didn't... Okay. I made this. Okay. But I didn't put proper signals on it. Yeah, I didn't do any proper signaling here. So we're going to say you're chained this way and clear this way. That'll do it. And then we're going to have you clear this way, chain that way. Okay, and then we want a chain this way and a clear here. Yeah, like that. And then this is not long enough. Should be, though. I measured this before I made that track, didn't I? Sure did. 150. Boom. So that's going to be how that works. And then this should allow you to pass now. So I'm not entirely sure what you're doing. There you go. Yep. All the way through here. So this is like a big intersection area, and it was kind of all taking up space. So now I don't have to deal with that anymore. Okay, good. And now you're waiting for... Yeah, this whole thing is all one signal too. So what I need to do here is I need to have signals throughout this so that when a train stops in this station here, it's not considered like you can't get through the intersection, right? So I need to do something like this just to kind of create extra segments so that that doesn't happen, so that the train can just keep moving. It should be able to keep moving now. Please keep moving. So you're going to stop until you can get all the way to the station, right? Which is no good. So now you're going to keep moving. Yep. Because there's these extra segments. Yep. And properly spacing you out, you're allowed to get in there now. And you'll stop because this guy's here. But normally you wouldn't be this close together, so that's okay. These guys were all backed up before. That's why they're really close together now. But they should space themselves out a little bit. They should. I don't have like any way to actually do that aside from just stopping the train, so I probably will do that. But if you let your train line get backed up, then you end up with that problem. Another problem that I was having, and I've fixed that by doing this, is I've added a bus stop right by the Dnipro Flats, and I've actually told these guys to maybe space themselves out in going to the bus stop too. This is allowing some new buses that I just bought to bring extra people over to the heating place here. So I have 3 additional buses now bringing people into this bus stop to distribute people around this area. So we should have a more consistent flow of workers in the heating plant and also be able to have more people working bricks, which we now have too many of, which is pretty cool. One other thing I could do just to keep these trains running is I could also tell them at the customs house that they're allowed to unload things like bricks. So if they're allowed to unload bricks, that's great. We could say they're allowed to unload prefab panels, allowed to unload boards, etc. That would allow us to sell more things too. I'm not going to do that because I like the building materials to be readily on hand, but I will be telling them that they're allowed to do chemicals because we do have water trucks, and the water trucks have been bringing water in here, I presume, because this appears to have made something. There's 30 tons of chemicals in here. Might just be how we're storing them. I don't know. But hopefully this is done now. Is it done? Yeah, this is done. So let me just see what happened here. So this is an out. You should be bringing it in like that. There's should be nothing. I don't see any problem with that. It's an out. It goes into a pipe. Oh, it's on this side. Look, this pipe isn't connected. Okay. Yeah, this is like right up against it, but it's not actually connected. That's silly. All right, we'll have to destroy this. So this is like, it's in there, but it's not. Okay. Redo that one. And then also this one now needs to go to this connection. And it's going to be a medium. So right from here, you need to go out like this. And then we're going to go over and hook up to this pipe right like that. Done. Let's get that to be a high priority for all the building crews who are auto searching things. We'll make sure that we're using a good amount of stuff there, and maybe we'll get some Sternikova labor to come out here and help with that one. Yeah. Get some pipes made. Okay. I'm hoping that that is going to take care of our water problems over here, and then we can start getting people working there. Now, these 2 buildings have all the resources. They should, anyway. Just double checking. They don't have water. Wrong. No, it shouldn't be. Yeah, it's this. These 2 are the ones that have water. These 2 are the ones that are hooked up to the other one. So, do you have all your resources? You haven't received any crops yet, and you haven't received any crops yet. So, what's going on with the crops? Is it empty? It's empty. It is August, so it's late in the year. That makes sense. And we're actually almost out of crops here, too. Yikes. And we have a bunch of food, but that is a yikes. I'm going to get ahead of that problem. We got to be harvesting. Come on. It's August. Yeah, we're harvesting. Yeah, we're harvesting. There we go. Okay. I think we might have just lasted just to the end of the year. Where's this train at? Oh, it's on its way in. Oh, beautiful. Yay! We lasted the whole time. We don't have to buy crops. So this is a bit of a problem. We now have enough vehicles to where this is a really big issue. We have a lot of crops to deliver, and it's taking forever to do so. So I'm going to get rid of this road depot. Because, there's no point in having all these crops if you can't actually deliver them, right? You got to go and collect them from the other fields. So we're going to put in here a road cargo station right here. And this is going to be a secondary place where they can offload this. And I'm actually going to flip this over and do it like this. Right here. Like that. All right, fits in there nice and neat. I wasn't sure if I was needing this, but it looks like I'm going to. We're going to hook it up to that side, hit go. I had planned to do one on this side as well, so there'll be 3 different places to unload. But I added a gas station here instead. I may move that gas station just so I can keep doing that, and it probably would be better to have this gas station over here instead. So we'll probably go ahead and move that. Let's just plan on doing that because having more places to unload just makes way more sense. So we're going to put a gas station right here, right up next to this road. Like, actually, even a small one would be good. Do you have like a really tiny one? Even a free one. A free one would be fine, right? This little spot right here. I mean, it's a little slower, but like how many people are really going to use it? I don't even have to disrupt the trees. Let's just do a proper one. Little tiny one right here. Then I'll have to disrupt the trees, but it's fine. Put that right in here like this. All right. So that's going to be where we put our gas station instead. That's going to let me do another road depot over here. But, of course, helicopters are going to need to come out here and help me with that. They're not really going to be able to help me with this. So we'll have road crews come do this. And this building needs to be connected to the road network, of course. So we'll just make it asphalt. That's fine. It's still a one-way street. So you're going to come through here and then you're going to turn this way, do the road cargo thing, and then you leave. But you're leaving in the same road as everyone else is queuing, which is maybe not the best way to do that. So I will also let you do this. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Let it happen, man. Just let it happen. So that takes care of that problem eventually, right? Obviously, they can gather from all these fields, but they have to be able to dump it off there too. That is a prerequisite for us getting it over here. Let's check over here really quick. Still no crops there. You're still operating fine because this is loaded. Yep. So now we're going to start loading from this one, and that's when you stop pulling from that one. And then once you have crops in here in a good quantity, that's when the truck can bring it in here. So the reason why I've told the truck for chemicals, a reason why I told the truck that they have to get it from this source and not this source is because food is the #1 priority. It is way more important than chemicals. We can always buy chemicals, and we can buy food, sure, but generating food for our citizens, which is used in way higher quantities than chemicals. So I want you pulling from this source because if this is empty, you get nothing, but we still have this over here for food. To where if you were pulling from here and you're getting nothing, that means food has nothing, and I don't want that. Okay. Yep. I think I've pretty much explained that. So you have everything now. Still no water. How's it coming? How we doing? Okay, you're broken this down. Let's go ahead and put you back. It should be a medium pipe here, right? Yeah. Into there. See how there's only 2 arrows now instead of 3? That's what I needed. That's what I needed. All right, the medium pipe into there. Maximum priority, please. Can I have helicopters help with this? I cannot. It's gonna just be you. All right, how about this over here? Did you get that done? You sure did. So we should see water coming in here now. It says it's not sending a resource, but that's probably because there's no demand. Yeah, everything's full, so it's fine. So as soon as we get that, I mean, double checking my connections. Yep, there's no arrow on this side, which means we're fully connected. Same thing with that, and there's no arrow over there either. We are now officially connected on all of these. It just needs to have the demand. Okay, did you get... No crops, no crops. All right, I think I need the truck to, you know... It hasn't been able to get crops into here yet. Now it has 10 tons. Now we should start seeing crops get into this building. I'm going to allow 10 workers in here. Oh, we don't have any... We need a lot of waste. Waste is so important here. So we're going to put one right here if I can fit it. That was the hope anyway. Can I fit you here? Maybe across. I don't want to do across. I put you right here. Oh, that'd be so great if you could just fit there. Please? Please fit here? I can't. Won't let me. because of the power lines. And move the power lines to the other side of the road. I could. I have redundancy in place, so let's do that then. We're gonna say you from here to here. Yeah. I'm gonna remove this too. Let's tear this down. And then when we do that, no power there. Everything else have power? Huh? Have any power issues here? Looks pretty good. Seeing a lot of green. The only things that are white are things that don't matter. That's good. Okay. We didn't get this built. Honestly, I don't really want to build this stupid thing. I don't want to. I don't. I won't. I refuse. I'm not going to build it. I don't want to do it. But you know what we can do? We can do this. Let's compromise. Make a little segment there. I could live with that little bit for now. All right. This one right here. Go like this. Come on. I can live with that. All right. But I don't want the full track. It makes no sense. I'm not doing that. Come on. Come on. Where is it? Right here. Build this. Build this. I'll shift this in priority. Just get it done and over with so that we can have this waste train. Is this ready? This is ready. This is ready. Okay. Wonderful. You are no longer going to the border, sir. You are now going here instead. I want to see how fast you unload from this spot. I would like to see how fast you can get rid of all your waste. So I am going to... I'm going to let you fill up. I mean, you're just waiting to load it, waiting to load it anyway, right? I'm just going to let you fill up. It's really, really slow. But look at it. It's all gone. Oh, that's really great. We processed all the waste already. Whew. It's just working. You know? It's just working better than I ever would have hoped. It's just the way it is. Oh, we didn't do this yet. I said I would redo this, and I never did. Okay. Because I got rid of this power pole. Yeah. So now I should be able to go in here. Come on. Don't do this to me. Video game. All right, video game. You and I are going to fight. Uh-huh. Yep, and... Come on. You're being unreasonable. All right? You're being an unreasonable git right now. I mean, they're tight rows. Don't get me wrong. I know this is like a really tight connection, but... Yeah, come on. Come on. Come on. Let it happen. Whatever. I don't care. It's good enough. Do it. It's good enough. Do it. Okay, so we got the water situation sorted out. Everything has water now. It's fantastic. The last thing we need to do to get this to really be operational is to get the waste stuff in place. So I remember I removed this before so that I could get this in here. We're going to try to get this in here again. We want industrial waste. We want these big containers because this stuff is going to produce a lot of waste. So we're going to try to get this big container in here, and it still doesn't want to let me do it. It's just not something that belongs here in this spot, I guess. I probably can't get it in here anyway, so it doesn't matter. So if I put it over here, it won't fit. If I put it over in here, maybe it would fit if I got it connected to the road. That might be possible. Let's try this. If I put you here and I connect you to the road like this, is that going to matter? 71 meters, it might matter. If I bring a road clear across this and pave this, I don't know if you'll reach this one, but you'll totally reach this one. And then I could maybe get another one next to this building over here. It's industrial waste is going to be very important for this. Big container waste, right? So to help that, also, we want to put in a technical services office. And the location of said office is kind of unimportant, but I mean, you're digging into my parking spots, man. You're really putting a hit on my parking spots right here. But I'm going to have to do it. I could put it over here. Yeah, I could put it over here and then parking spots can stay here because there's really not a reason for anyone to park way out here. So we're going to put a technical service office right here with big container trucks that can help us with the issue that we're going to have up there, which is with the big containers and getting all that stuff done. So let's click this, and then yeah, let's go ahead and build this one. It certainly will fit for this, but I don't know if it'll matter here. Let's see. Can you get waste? You cannot. You can. You will put it there. It's 81 meters away. You will put that there. You won't do this one. We at least need some small ones. It's not going to be adequate, but the small ones will at least help us for the time being. So we'll put in some small ones right here just so we have something that can go in this area. Put another one maybe over here. Maybe if I put 2 in, it'll be enough. I don't know. And you're not going to let me place you. No, you're not. Nope. All right. How about on this side? Next to this. Yeah, next to here. Oh, how about right here? I like this. Can I fit that in there? Negative. Okay. I'm going to go on this side then. So here. And we definitely don't need paved roads for these. Just make it dirt. Dirt, yep. And then we're going to also put in the dirt ones all throughout here. I think all throughout here we could just have the waste bins. Or not, because my power is in the way. Right? Power lines are in the way. What happens? We can't put any of this stuff in here, but we can put it back in here. Yeah, power is still in the way on this side. How about right here? That'll work for both of these buildings. But again, we're going to want industrial waste for these buildings. We're not going to want these really small things. So it's probable that I'll have to clear this area out and get these power lines. This high voltage line is just going to have to go, man. It's just in the way. I was hoping it wouldn't be, but it is. It's in the way. So we'll have to do something about that over time. Otherwise, it's really just the big container trucks will just have to keep going into these buildings and emptying them directly. So it's possible we just have this technical service office with just completely all big containers, and all you do is just go in here and you take them out, right? Because this waste here that you're going to be doing, this is internal garbage stands, right? And then also the hazardous waste right here. They are going to fill up very fast if I let people work here right now. All the infrastructure is in place, at least for production, is in place in order to work in steel. So we now have access to power. That's all done, all routed. We have access to the iron mines. We've got the storage for the iron. We've got the iron processing. We have all of the belts and stuff that are needed to get it into here. So processed iron would be in here. This is iron. Yep. And then this is iron ore. And then we are currently working on these two things here. With the tower cranes and stuff are all the way out here. They're building these things, so we're about to be done here. And then the steel mill is done as well, okay? All that stuff is taken care of. So you might think, okay, cool, we're about ready to do steel. And actually, this is coal storage, right? And coal storage is done. This is done, and so is this, although the rail is not completed yet. But there's still actually a lot of stuff that has to be done out here before we can build with steel, before we can make steel. And the reason for that is because we're on hardcore mode. The buildings don't have access to sewage exports or anything like that. Like, I still have to manage sewage, still have to manage garbage, still have to manage water supply, right? All that stuff has to be done, and it's not done at all out here. All right, so we got the power situated, and we're going to start connecting all the substations as soon as they're all built. A couple of them are built, right? Just need to get them connected. But there's no water out here, so we have to deal with that. And water is going to be a little tricky because we are going to have to process and clean that water too, which means we have to bring chemicals and stuff out here as well. Like, all that stuff has to be done. So we need, in addition to all of this stuff being dropped off, which is a nifty little drop off, we also need additional supplies dropped off for like electrical components and mechanical components. Those are fine, but like, we need chemicals out here because we have to process water. Okay. So I'm going to need to add some chemical capacity out here too. And that's going to, put a damper on how much of this stuff we can hold. But I think we're probably still fine. 12 tons of chemicals delivered out here is probably fine. So we'll get some chemicals delivered out here too. And that's going to mean the distribution office needs to do that. In order to do that, we have to have chemicals operational. Or we can buy them, which I don't really want to do. So we need chemicals operational to do that. And to do that, we need the waste and everything in place too, which we're working on. So yeah, not done yet, not even remotely. So once chemicals up and we're making our own, everything can be awesome. You probably could actually make explosives. Could. Let's add like 2 people in here. See what happens. But we don't have garbage for here either, so it's still gonna need done. The point though I'm trying to make is that you can't just work it. You have to be able to provide for people out here too. So for the well, we're gonna have a lot of people out here, which means we're gonna have a lot of water. So big pumping station gonna have to be kind of required. And by big pumping station, I mean big well, right? We're gonna need all the water we can have. The closer I place this to buildings that I've built, right? The closer I place this to infrastructure, the worse the water quality is coming out of the well. The worse the water quality is coming out of the well, the more chemicals you need to use to get it to drinkable quality. So we can limit how much chemicals we use if we can bring water in. That's really, really good. I was thinking of putting it here. It is pretty close to infrastructure, but it is it needs to be close to where people are working at the same time. Also looking at maybe putting it over here, which is near the mines, but it's at 89% quality. Maybe that's good enough, right? I'm looking for a long-term solution here. I don't want to have to move it later. If I could get to 90, I might be okay with it. Yeah, 91. Here we go. 91% quality. And ideally, we're putting this in a location where we're not going to build anything else so that it doesn't reduce the quality after I place it. So I'm thinking here. I'll place the water here. Okay. Now, we place it here because we need people to work it. People need to be able to work in here too. I am going to get roads redone through here. We definitely need these roads to be a little bit better than this. I'm going to get all of this stuff to be, at least this part here is going to be gravel. We're going to put gravel up to here, and then I'm thinking we get you to connect to this intersection if possible. No? Okay. Well, it is what it is. We'll do gravel up to here. The walking speed is going to be reduced, but they should still be able to get there from the train station. From there, coming out 91%. That is not good enough to drink. So we have to process it. Now, thankfully, the processing center, it doesn't reduce quality depending on infrastructure, right? We're just bringing it in and we're processing it right then and there. So we can pretty much put this anywhere we want. And we need probably a small one would be okay here. It's an industrial area, but you're only going to serve this area anyway. So a small one probably be sufficient. And the small one doesn't have a whole lot of labor. Where is it? Right here. So small and big, right? We can only treat 120 cubic meters of water here. So we have to say to ourselves, do we need more than 120 cubic meters of water? Well, let's go ahead and see what we're doing over here. So this big one here currently is processing at 90 a day, right? Every once in a while it spikes. But this is providing water for all of this stuff. And it's not even getting remotely close to that. So I'm thinking the small one is fine. Okay. And if I can put the small one in right over here and fit it in here, right here would be amazing. Oh, God, thank you. Right here would be good. Yep. And then I can get the walking path. They can reach it. I can see the highlight. They can reach it from here. And I just want to put you... Oh, I mean, if I put you this direction, you're not necessarily going to be able to reach. But I guess with the road connection, I will be able to. But I would much rather have you like this. Yeah, right there. And you can reach there. Yes. Right. Now, another issue with this is that my water outs are into the storage. I may not be able to do that with the piping. I probably should play it safe and do it here anyway. So I'll do it like this. The water, the walking path connection is going to have to be... Oh, I could do that. Oh, yeah. We'll just do that instead. Bring it right up to the main road. That's fine. It's going to take longer to, do this stuff, but should be fine. You guys should be auto-searching. What are you doing right now? Yeah, you should be doing footpaths, roads, all that stuff, right? You got all the utensils, all the mechanisms, sorry, to make that happen. So you should be doing that. But for some reason, you're not. Okay, yeah, you got that one selected. And there's just so much to do. I think that's just probably overwhelming how much there is to do here. But I mean, I gotta do it. So, we don't want this. We don't want this. This road goes away. Yeah, we don't want these. These roads are, were always temporary for the sake of building things, but now we need to remake them. So, we're going to have this road is being gravel, gravel, and then you're gravel, but then you're also coming out and you're going to be there. And then that's gravel. And then you're gravel. Okay. We don't want this road. So this is, I guess I could probably just do this. Because why not? I don't know. I don't even think we need this road. I'm to find out. I don't think we need this at all. I can just flip this over. You've already delivered a very small amount of gravel, and I don't really care. Yeah, we'll just flip this over. There we go. Like so. It's less roads to do. We don't want this to go across because, right, this is where mechanical components are going to be done. So we're going to say mechanical components factory is here. And we want you just like this. Yep. You're going to be here. And that is going to be right. Kind of want you to come out this way to get closer to the train station. So we'll go about here, I think. Should be good with that. And then bring the road in that way. Bring the walking path from this side up to here. That should connect it. That should make it to where we can get there. Yeah. And then same thing with that right there. Get into there. All right. So see, lots and lots of stuff to do, and it's just a matter of getting it done. So another thing I've been doing over here near the farm is I'm adding more distribution offices, right? I need more trucks. And so over here, I was going to do that whole like waste thing where we could drop it off. That seems silly. We're just going to deliver it right here directly. And in this space back here behind this, what I'm going to do instead, because there's this extra space here, we're going to put in a distribution office, a medium one, to add additional trucks, right? We just need a lot of trucks. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right over here. Oh, you're going to make me. All right, let's try this right there. As long as I don't disrupt the field, 157, 481, we're good. Okay, so then we're going to take this road and we can just make it gravel. This gravel road. There we go. And straight in through here. And then it just kind of winds in and does that. Okay, so another distribution office is going to go in here. That's how we're going to solve this. So I have another one going in here. This one's already working. So another one going in here, in these little gaps here. And then another one behind the farm. And then it's going to help us. Because right now, you can see it is October 19th. And we have basically only these fields left to harvest, which is pretty sweet, except a lot of these farms, a lot of these crops, they're just sitting here. There's so many crops sitting here. Hundreds, thousands of tons of crops that are not collected. You have to have more trucks. And of course, our trucks are always queuing up and waiting. So once these road cargo station's done, once the gas station's done over here, I can move this one out of the way. All that stuff is done. You know, then I can put another one right over here. I think that will be really good. I actually probably should verify that they'll even fit. Probably have to remove this, which is no big deal. I can always get some power routed in here. We have this done now. This has power, so I can route power from this. And in fact, I've already done so to here. So actually, I don't need this anymore. I can get rid of this too. So will the road depot fit here? I believe there's a small one. So even if this one doesn't, the normal one doesn't fit. No, the normal one is probably not going to fit in here. I would say probably not. But there, like I said, there is a smaller one. If you go to the cargo area, you can find another version of this. Or maybe it's not the cargo area. Where is it? There was another version of this before. Where'd it go? I am certain that there was another version of this thing. I've used it before, damn it. I just don't know which menu it's in. It's in a menu somewhere. Well, I don't see it anymore. I have no idea where it went. I know there was another version of this. It had two ins, or it had two factory connections. It was a little smaller footprint, and I can't find it to save my life. I couldn't find it. So maybe they took it out of the game, which is really disappointing because like more building options seems like something you'd want in the game, especially since it already functions. But I can't see it. So only one road cargo station for now, it seems. And like, it's pretty... I don't know if it can fit in here. I don't know if we'll be able to use it. What I'm thinking tentatively is if it will fit right here, then we might be able to get the connector that's over on the, I guess, second from the right. I might be able to get that by moving it forward like here. I might be able to get that to connect on this side, and then that would be fine. That would give me, you know, another place to load and unload. And then how you divvy that up is, did you just say, okay, this office you unload here, this office you unload there, this office you unload there. And you just split up where they unload, but they all go to the same spot, right? As like there's thousands of tons of crops all over the place that just have to be collected, and there's not nearly enough trucks doing that. So definitely need to go faster. I may look to actually make these all asphalt roads instead of gravel. I thought the gravel ones would be sufficient, but I don't think so. I think we're gonna have to do even more than that. Okay, well, some of these facilities have access to garbage now. Not all of them, but you know, some of them do. So I'm gonna put those to work, I guess. So we're gonna go ahead and tell this building that it's allowed to have 10 people, just so I can kind of figure out whether or not that's gonna work with the waste and how much it's generating. So we'll see. So we have people making their way over here now, and we'll just see how much waste do they actually produce, and whether or not it's going to be overly done. So like, obviously it's not going to be very fast here, but if we can get it to see that, do you see it? Do you see how fast this is? The small containers are not adequate. They build up really quickly. We definitely need to have a better solution than these small containers. I totally forgot about waste. I feel really stupid, honestly, to like forget about waste here. Like, the whole point of this update has been waste, but I laid this all out in my head. I'm like, okay, this is how many we're gonna have. I really should have done 4 chemical plants closer together so that I could have waste around the outside. That's what I should have done. Now, I might be able to get away with this if I put a whole bunch of these little ones in. But in order to put a whole bunch of these little ones in, I'm going to need to get this electrical to not run through here. And I have enough room. If I don't have the electrical line run through here, this high voltage one, if I can get this out of here, then I can go little. And like, it'll fill them up, right? The trucks will come in and take them away anyway. That'll allow me to use the little trucks, I guess, for that. Over here, this one has the big one. So we should turn this one on higher. So let's say 20 people are allowed to work here. And that'll flip the switch and let them come off the bus and walk over to here now. We could also get more people working explosives. So let's say 10 people can work explosives for now. And then that's going to consume chemicals, right? You're going to consume 0.75 tons at max, but each one of these produces more than 0.75 tons. So you're almost consuming an entire one there. As long as I regulate how many people are working in this industry, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. And I'm not sure what you're waiting for, so please go. Track builders, please go. Yeah, so we may need to buy chemicals a bit more. We may need to buy a lot of things a bit more. This distribution office is now done, which is kind of interesting because I could have you go over and do this stuff. I'm going to buy a bunch of trucks here. Covered hauls, big farm covered hauls. I'm thinking I'm going to go, it's with these ones, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the design we had before. I'm going to change it up a little bit, though, just because it's coming from a different place. So I kind of want to figure that out. So how about we do these ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for now. You're going to eventually be moving meat around and stuff. So we're going to need some refrigerated cars in here. But for now, I think that's fine. And then for the moment, we'll have you delivering here. Eventually it'll be there, but we'll have you delivering here. And you're just going to unload until it's full. Yep. And then we're going to have you cover the fields that are close by. So have you cover 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then these ones here, I guess, too. So boom, 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 boom. And that's 19 out of 20. We'll do that one, too. All right. So you're covering a whole bunch of fields that are closest to you. And then delivering them over here. So just adding extra vehicles into the mix is a good idea. In fact, I could just max this out. Yeah, why don't I just max this out, actually, because we can always take those vehicles and move them to a different distribution office later. The design really doesn't matter all that much. So we'll just... yeah, I really don't care. Just do it, okay? Okay, so more vehicles doing crops there, I guess. Here's my train with the tankers. That's done now. Fantastic. We're going to have this now come over to here. You're going to pick up fuel. All right, load fuel, wait till loaded, and drop it off at the border. Yep, go. So I want to see lots of money. I said I would have lots of money in this video. We've only made like, what, 300,000 since I've been talking? But this is where we start making some serious bank. If I could get a longer train, I would, but I'm just going to do with this for now because I think eventually this is going to be managed by the other office. So you should be able to head right on in here. I got the signaling all done for you. You can switch over to here because of the other side not being done yet. So I'm going to leave that crossing for now. Through the tunnel you go. And let's see how much money this is worth. Now you're going to stop because track builders, of course. All right, give me a second. Always track builders, man. Let's say this is a separate section now. And you know what? This is a separate section too. There you go. And you know what? This is a separate section too. God damn it. Get in here. Ignore. Ignore. You're not a chain anymore. Go. Because I made it a chain signal. Go. It was like, oh yeah, sure. Is there another signal after this? No? Okay. All right, here we go. How much money is this worth? Look at that. Can you smell the money coming in now? And the best part about this is, like, it's only pulling from one tank, right? So this tank was full. They're almost full, right? They're only pulling from the one tank. So we have a lot of money's worth of fuel to sell here. So that's almost 400,000 right there in just that one export. And this train will just go back and forth, paying for itself. And it could have been longer, but that's okay. And we're not going to suck down the rest of the supply because these two tanks are not connected to each other. They're both intake. They're both inputs into that pump. So they can't input into each other because it's only on the input. All right, I think I'm good here. One last thing I do need to do though is I need to assign the forklifts to manage things. So you're going to have the drop off here. That's where you'll unload everything. We're also going to have here happening, but that's going to be a load situation. I don't even think you need to load anything here, honestly. Nah, we don't even need to connect it to this because chemicals get dropped off here. They get pulled in and then replaced with explosives. So the forklifts don't even have to interact with this building. We really don't even need that connection. Or that one. Interesting. I didn't even think about that. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all on the load, unload, but we're just going to go... well, we'll leave it, whatever. Yeah, load, unload is fine. Go. So that's it. We'll just connect all these up, and now the forklifts will take care of bringing the chemicals out of here and sticking them into that warehouse so that we have a higher supply of it. All right, there you go. Maybe I should regulate this because you might be actually pulling other things out of here. What are you doing right now? Yeah, loading chemicals. Loading chemicals. What did you load? Yeah, load chemicals. 0.53. Yeah, okay, it's working. I mean, I could specifically designate it. I could say you only unload chemicals, right? That way they never take the wood out, I guess. And then you load. No, sorry. That's the wrong way. That's the wrong way to do this, isn't it? You only load chemicals from these buildings, right? I suppose I could do that because they're getting their delivery of other resources another way. So let's just designate it. And then in the warehouse, you unload chemicals. All right, easy. Okay, we're making our own chemicals. A severely reduced capacity, but we're making our own chemicals. And as soon as the technical service office is done, very good. We are going to now need a whole bunch of garbage trucks. I would love to have the big container trucks. I can't actually do that here, though. So we're going to go with 1, 2, 3 big, 4 big, 5 big, 6 big containers, and then 2 of these right here. Yeah, 2 of these. All right. Now, hopefully these big container trucks will come into this industry and just empty these buildings out directly. But I have no idea because you can't give them a route. All you can do is give them a range to work in. And so we'll give them a 2,000 meter range. Now they can get in here, but they're also going to get into all the other places too, which isn't great, but it's the way it is. So sewage source is right here, right there. Water source is right here. Your construction waste, you can deliver it direct. That's fine. Here, yep. Metal scrap is going in here. Aluminum scrap goes in there. Biological waste is going to go... I think for you, I'm going to send it straight to the... Nah, let's put it over here. Let's get more fertilizer. Plus, it's closer. Plastic waste, you're going right here. Hazardous waste is going right there. And then mixed waste goes right here. Okay, so some time has passed, and I've done a few things that I think were necessary to do to really get this working because I had forgotten about waste. So the first thing I did is I basically said, I don't care if the high voltage line can get out here. The high voltage line that was going out this direction was only a line, really, that was kind of like meant to reserve, like, hey, make sure I can get out, right? I didn't need it, so I got rid of it, and I'm instead now going to be able to put these two waste dumps, these two waste transfer stations, whatever, these big stands for garbage, right? We're going to be able to do 3 of these right here, which is great because we need 3 of them in this area. And that's going to cover us for garbage pretty well here in this. I did have to move this path. We got that paved and stuff as well. And I basically just said all hands on deck, do this really quickly, please. I just don't want anything to wait here for this. We also have this big one here, which is going to cover this building. And so now these 4 buildings are rocking on the big transfer stations, which means we only have this one to worry about. And this one, I just can't put big container stations in here very easily. It's very difficult to do. I am able to get one little one in here for the explosives factory, but that's about it. I thought perhaps we could, like, I could maybe get rid of these factory connections and put them in here, but you have to be able to get in here. The trucks have to be able to reach this, and that includes with a walking path, which would have been possible had I left more room over here, and I of course did not. So I'm not going to be able to get a big container stand for the explosives factory. Maybe it won't be necessary. I don't know. We do have internal storage, of course, so maybe the technical service office, what we did over here, right? Technical service office, maybe that will be good enough. I hope it's good enough. I have no idea, but I'm hoping it's good enough to just come in here with their big trucks and get it done. So as soon as these big container stands are done, we have everything in place necessary to go ahead and let chemicals really run here. So I'm actually going to do that with this building. We're going to say 60 people are allowed to work here, and that's going to pull resources away from the refinery, but we have enough in the refinery to make that work. The train has been exporting a ton of fuel. We're at the limit now to where we don't have any more left to really export. It has been very lucrative. We're up to 8.2 million now on that fuel supply, which is pretty sweet. Now, the reason why I didn't really want a dedicated train for this is because the train could be doing other things instead of selling fuel. So I kind of wanted it to be one of those things where, again, wait until it's, say, 70 or 80% full, then create a train, go sell it, and then come back, and then that locomotive could be doing other things until it fills up. But at this point now, the dedicated train, it is going to just sit here and wait till it's loaded, which isn't great for track builders, but I think I want to say I've maybe made this exclusive enough to where it won't do it. If I take a look at the signals, it is its own section right here, this purple area here. So it shouldn't be disrupting anything while it's in here. I could also go in and do something like this. And now it's really its own section, so it definitely doesn't disrupt the track builders, right? So hopefully that takes care of that, and we can have the track builders kind of just finish this off without interrupting this train much. As far as this track here goes, this tunnel is done all the way out to here, but they have not started the track on the other side. So probably because they just, I don't know, they just don't search. You know, even though you're on auto search, they don't see things, man. So you got to tell them to do things every once in a while. So like right here, you should totally finish that. Thank you. And then right here. I mean, it is green. So they have it in their list. They just haven't started it yet. And I'm not sure I really need it per se, but this is the track that's going to get us out to delivering fuel in this area. And we have, oh my God. Never mind. Never mind the fuel. Wow. Okay. All right. I don't even know if we need this anymore. My gosh. I mean, again, there's going to be a town here, so it'll eventually get used, but holy crap, that's fast. Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff here to do. I know I just keep going in and out of the video and probably cutting it all up because I just got so much to do and I don't know how I want to organize it. So next video, what are we doing? We'll probably check in on chemicals just to make sure things are working okay. But, I mean, the supply of chemicals should be solid now. So I should not need to, especially with one of these up and running, shouldn't need to go to the border to get them anymore. For the time being, I am going to collect chemicals. And I'm going to allow them to just buy it from the border because it adds to stability. But once I'm certain that this is good to go, we're going to let that, we're going to let all these distribution offices and stuff go here for their chemicals, instead of going over that way. I was going to put a road cargo station in here so they could load faster, but I don't think it's necessary. There's 2 parking spaces here, and like honestly, the extra space and stuff, it's just not worth it. I'd have to get rid of something that's valuable. So that's it. That's all we're gonna do for that, and that's all we're gonna do for this video. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a really big journey, man. There's so much to do in this game. And like as far as the eye can see, man, there's just so much map left. I think we're going to get to like 500,000 people. This is only half of what I've even planned in my head. I've got plans for this area. And then, of course, all the manufacturing and stuff, nuclear power here. And then there's that town that's going to be over by the other border, too. So next video, we're going to focus on steel. We're going to figure out how we're going to get the water out here, how we're going to get sewage coverage and stuff. That part's pretty easy. We're just going to discharge it in the river. But water is the big question mark here. And also, if we're going to have people working in... we need police and fire coverage out this way, of course, too. And now that these buildings are built, we really do need police coverage and fire coverage especially. So probably going to build that next time, too, and figure out where the hell that's going to go. We may need a very tiny little, like, I don't want to say nook, but like a little tiny area over here where people live. Like, I may need to actually have this be the next town. There's going to be a town right here. And I think that might need to be the next town. I don't know, man. I'm also working on the little canal if you haven't seen that yet. So, yeah, so next video we'll focus on this and trying to get everything that we need in order to get this set up and ready to rock and roll. Because with the tracks being built, and we can get coal into here. We can get iron into here if we get people running it. We got hundreds of people, maybe even 1,000 people that are able to work over here. So let's get it done, okay? See you next time. Bye-bye.